Thank you, Dr. D.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of us who are going to watch this, welcome and thank you. Dr. D,
Yes.
over to
Thank
you.
you. Yes, quite a few people are there already. Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. I believe all of you know me, but still I give a short introduction if anybody is new to this program, new to Qineticare, new in this webinar. I am Dr. Dwarakanath Raman. Easy to pronounce, so it is kept Dr. D. So I'm a doctor in Indian medicine, born and brought up in southern India, Madurai. I studied Indian medicine, Ayurveda, Siddha, and naturopathy. And I've been practicing medicine since 1997. Yeah, precisely since 1997. The first 2 years and 2 to 3 years of my practice was more generic, generally how we do the medicine practice, like bring everybody and then do the consultation like that. And then my professor and my mentor and master, he reminded me, see, you are trained to be doing certain specific, understanding the aura of the people. From the aura, understanding and realizing what energy is lacking, which type of energy is excess, which element of the person is in imbalance. So why don't you stop being regular general doctor and be specific on managing or understanding and working through the aura. So it was like a punch in the belly. So then I pressed my restart button and I started functioning. So I was practicing the Indian medicine for 6, 7 years, 8 years. And then my professor and mentor again met me and he told me, you have to take off for 2 weeks and come and come to his place and restart myself or So when I was asked this, I was surprised. Why is my professor asking me to come back and realign? I was not understanding it. So when I went to him, he explained to me, he asked me a few questions. First is, are you successful in your practice? I said, yes, I'm very successful. Are the awards and accolades are there? People appreciate your services, your programs. I said, yes, absolutely. How is your research going on? I said, fantastic. At the time, my institute was #2 in India on stress research. How much money you are making? I said, reasonably good. How is your family? Wife is fine, went fantastic, and daughter is good. He kept asking questions like this, and then all of a sudden, like a curveball, he asked me, how happy are you? For all other questions, I was answering like snap, snap, snap answers. And when it came to this question, I said, good, no complaints. I'm not unhappy, or I can say reasonably good. He said, what's the problem? Your business is good, your family is good, you are making good money, your name and fame is there, everything is good. Then you should be flying. You should be the happiest. So what is lacking? He asked me. I said, I don't know. By the time I have crossed 10 years of practice, actually, I don't know. Something is missing. What is next? It is what my mind is asking again and again, all the time. What's missing? What is missing? What is next? What is next? That is what my question, that was my question all the time. So my master, professor, and my mentor, I worship him. He said to me, the problem was you are air and earth personality, my element. But you are mimicking me, means Dr. D was mimicking my professor mentor because I admire him. And he was fire personality, fire and earth personality. You are trying to behave, act, diagnose, treat, counsel, even sometimes dress up like a fire and earth, but you are basically air and earth. That was a revelation for me. Building a new construction is easy. Breaking the old construction or renovating the old construction, that's very difficult. So he said 10 days here I have to stay with their family. It's a very big joint family of India, very big family. Three brothers, their children, their grandchildren, their great grandchildren, everybody living under one bungalow, one roof. So I was blessed to be living with them for 10 days. And he said, we have to erase the old patterns, what you have created unconsciously or consciously, and refit your true element. Then I understood and I started refitting the new element, building the new neuro connection, making the brain to understand, work as a true element of mine, air and earth. My life flipped for good, amazingly good. So today, I want to explain what I understood from that stage of my life to this day, and using the modern neuroscience, how it confirms what all these traditional medicines found 2200 years back and written down on the text. Ancient texts are mentioned, all these things. What these ancient religions, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jew, Sikh, Buddhist, all these religions understood this neuroscience beautifully. What they understood and confirmed, now present modern science is reassuring or reconfirming. In a way, we are also neurologically wired in such a way that only when the modern science says our mind accepts. Until then, it doesn't accept it as a concept at all. Somehow, we are also, because of the modern technology, modern educating method, we want the laboratory to confirm what 2000-year-old medicines were telling. So, first, I want to make some of these points about brain clear. Our brain is the maximum researched organ of our body in laboratories. Around the world, lots and lots of researches are going on the brain, brain stem, brain itself, central nervous system, all these things. And then mind over the matter, we call it. How the mind uses the brain cells and the nervous system to understand and function or dysfunction, whatever way to put it. So the modern science says we have almost like they say almost like 80, 70, 80 plus billion neurons in our brain. Billion. And they are all connected in trillions of methods. Each and every brain cell is connected with the next brain cell in trillions of connections. Fantastic researches have happened. To the extent with the Kirlian photography and modern energy management studies, I'm not talking about what I understand, what the modern science explains. You might have heard, might have heard years back, there was a scientist who did a study on water. He used a glass of water in one room and he started telling to the water, I love you, you are beautiful, you are nice, you are fantastic, all these things. He went to the next room. There he had kept one more glass of water. In that water, to that water, he was explaining, oh, you are ugly, you are not good for anything, you are bad, or whatever words he wanted to use, bad words he was using on it. Both these. I can send you more details about it through our Qineticare site, through our Qineticare mail. I will send you those. When these type of different, it was called the Emoto. You can go into Google and search also. It is there. It's called the Emoto water experiment. Just one glass of water in one room and talking good things. Another glass of water in another room talking bad things. every day. And then that water was put under electron microscope and studied. What happens to that water? Unbelievable changes. The structure of the water itself changed, dramatically beautiful in the water where he said good words, pleasant words, loving words, caring words. And the structure of the water got totally very badly structured on the water which was bad. Words were used or heard. So same experiment was replicated in many other ways. For example, a person was asked to talk to himself or herself good things. I am great, I am doing good, I am so and so, I am beautiful, I am so and so in one time, and then his blood cells there, his blood was taken and examined. The same another time was told to the same person, asked to tell, I'm good for nothing, I'm this, that, negatives. And then the blood was taken and examined under the electron microscope. Terrifying it was. Just imagine a glass of water can have this much of impact, this much of changes. Our body is 80% is water. Let's say 70 to 80% of our body is water. 70 to 80% of each and every organ of our body is water. 70 to 80% of our mind, of our bones are water. Brain is water. So 70% of water, if it is getting negative feedback from our own mind, what worst way it can go to. So there was another set of experiment. So the same water which did not hear good things was put in a room and then chanted, Om chanting was done. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim chanting was done. Word Jesus was used. Amazing changes. Just one time. I'm not talking about like 1 hour of chanting. One chant, one time chanting Om, one time chanting Bismillah, one time chanting, it flipped everything. For example, you might have heard all of us have heard, but still, for the people who are new to the chantings, I just want to play one chant. This one chant in laboratory tested. This is the first line, first stanza of Quran. I'm not a Muslim, but I understand a lot of Muslim practices. But this, don't bother even about the meaning behind it. Great meaning it is. You just Google and see, great meaning. The sound rhythm, the way it was formulated in those days. You all might have heard about the Gayatri mantra. You all might have heard in different practices, they use the Gayatri mantra. When the Gayatri mantra is chanted, again, it is like a very powerful chanting, very simple way it is put. The chanting goes like as follows. So these chantings, though it is very basic, what reaction it creates, that was again studied in the laboratory. When the Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, the chanting was given one time, I'm not talking 10 times, 100 times, just one time, the central nervous system started calming down. When it was made to chant 11 times, I don't know why then 11, why not 10 or 12? In laboratory, what was done, I'm explaining to you. When 11 times, Bismillah, Rahim, without understanding the meaning, to whom we played, he doesn't understand anything in this word, but we just played it. Person with nervous breakdown and he has shivering all the time. That person, 11 times of chanting. We connected the encephalogram, muscle reading machineries, and the results were tremendous. The shivering started reducing down 11 times. We played Gayatri Mantra, especially for the people who know what is right, but not able to put that into practice. The mental grit, mental strength, when it is not there, we made them to listen to Gayatri Mantra, not even explaining the meaning. The meaning is very simple. Sun, earth, between there is a cloud. When the cloud moves away, the golden light color reflects on the earth and it is shining. That's all the meaning. Don't bother about the meaning. Sound rhythm behind it. Traditionally, all these words were created with a purpose, with a certain understanding. Of course, in due course, we started just listening to the elders and not bothered to find out why it was formed. Because, for example, when my grandfather said, "You do this, it is good for you," I just followed. I never bothered to ask why. Of course, my daughter and my nephews and niece, they ask, "Why should we do this? Why that science mind is there?" But when we were young, when the grandfather told or great grandfather told us, we just followed. When we started following, started following, so many of these science behind this art got forgotten. So the neuroscience, modern neurosciences explains how it works. See, what we have to understand here is in our brain, there are many, many areas out there. Frankly speaking, we all, you, me, most of us, we use hardly 30% of our brain. Thankfully, if we don't know how to control our brain, our mind, if we are able to capable of using 100% of our brain, then we will be a disaster for our own self. Thank God, thanks to really God, only 30% of our brain we are using. Einstein, it seems, used to use 62% of his brain. There is no record for it, but it is believed because of the certain methodologies he found certain. There was a mathematician in India, Srinivas Ramanujan. It was studied in Harvard, in Britain. When he went to study there, they studied his mental functioning, and they felt he was using more than 70 to 72% of his brain function. Unfortunately, he died very young. He was the one we are able to withdraw money from ATM. The ATM machine algorithm was written, sequencing was written long before even there was people imagined there is a possibility of a ATM. You put the card, you press the number, and the exact amount of numbers like 100 note, 50 note, or 10 notes, 5 notes will be emitted from the machine. That algorithm was written by Srinivas Ramanujan years back, even before people can ever imagine there can be a machine like that, because their brain functioned in that way. Most of our mind, our brain functions in a limbic level, fight or flight. Most of the time we are listening to another person's talking, not to understand, to answer, we are listening. That is a typical animalistic way of listening. How can I get back to him? Or how can I get back to her? No, that is a limbic, pure animalistic way of behaving. Is that how I am going to have my last word? No, that is the way most of our brain function is happening. Mammalian way of brain function is, or mammal way of brain function is, little bit above that fight or flight. Nothing great about it. Little bit better. Like we care for the other person. Though we are pricking that person, we are caring for that person. That's all. Nothing great. We may be pricking that person, we may be hurting that person, but we care for that person. Still, we are not able to resist, give back to that person. That's all the mammal way of behaving. That is much more advanced way of behaving. Prefrontal cortex brain behavior. That is much more advanced. That behaves in a level. It's a beautiful power to understand that person is telling me out of love, so I don't have to get back to that person. I don't have to fight back that person. I don't have to resist that person. I don't have to have the last word from me. Instead, I will listen. Of course, that person doesn't know how to tell to me. It is that person's problem. For that, I'm not just going to react. This much of advanced thinking is possible one and only to human being. No other living being on the world, on the earth, in the earth can do that type of thinking, the limbic or mammal type of thinking. They are animalistic, that's all. Some animals, occasional, sometimes, some dogs, some elephants, some monkeys will have, let's say, 10% of humans that prefrontal brains capability, neo brain, some people call it. It's very advanced. But most of the time, we are unable to use it because we are still in the animalistic level in our mental capability. That's why we fight like cat and dog. If we can reach that level, what would be the condition of our family? What would be the beauty of our living? What would be, forget about others, how well you will be living, how amazingly you will be enjoying your life. That is what the neuroscience we are going to use to understand. We are beyond survival. We are beyond growth. We are beyond propagation. We are beyond all these basic matters. For example, our brain should function in certain way. Today, I feel like I may get a little cold. My immune system should function a bit more. So for that, I have to close my eyes and just breathe deeply 21 times. Then our immune system should build it up such a level that we don't have to worry about how is it going to which tablet to take. Should I take ginger tea, or should I take septilin, the Himalayan septilin, or should I swallow a vitamin C? No, our body creates all the chemicals we are ingesting in the form of tablets. It's all possible when our brain is able to think and act directly. That capability, how to get it? That is what I always call MBA, mind body axis. In neuroscientists will call what our psychology or our neurology, whichever way to put it, ours, what our psychology or neurology is thinking, that will have an axis or impact on the physiology of us. That physiology will have impact on our immunity. So it all begins in the mind. That mind, how to influence, how to control, how to create that axis strong, and what the neuroscience says. See, when we sit in prayer, either it can be in masjid, mosque, or church, or when we read Torah, Gita, doesn't matter, whichever religion. In all the religions, they say, close your eyes, feel the breath, observe the breath, or they say it in other way. Close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of singing, or sing with it. But everywhere, closed eyes is advised, even sometimes, even when they don't advise, we close the eyes. We travel all the way to Rome, and then in the chapel, we close the eyes. We travel all the way to Mecca. In the Mecca, there in front of Kaaba, we close the eyes. We have traveled miles and miles and miles to reach. We travel all the way here to Rishikesh in India, or in Ayodhya. We go to the Balaji temple. We stand in queue for 4 hours, 5 hours, and then reach the sanctum sanctorium. And then we close the eyes and just pray. When I went to, when I went to Mumbai, Haji Ali, there is a place in the beach, in the water. When I reached there, I took one flight from Mangalore to Bombay, from there, from my home to the airport, 1.5 hours. From there, 1.5 hours flight. From there, another 1 hour of taxi. Reached there, stood in queue, reached that Haji Ali. entering there. I'm not seeing there. I'm just closing my eyes and worshiping. That closing the eye, what is it? In laboratory, we checked. If a person closes the eyes when awake, while sleeping, no. While awake, if a person closes the eyes 5 minutes, not more, 5 minutes a day, if you keep your eyes closed without sleeping, even if the mind is thinking thousand things, doesn't let it think. Alpha wave starts forming in the brain, which is the most important calming the mind effect. That will lead to theta in the night, theta or delta. Theta and delta are much deeper sleeping. That is not possible to practice at the time of bed. During the course of day, that's why in Muslim religion, 5 times you do the prayer. Closed eyes, you do the namaz. At least during that time, you are closed eyes. Closed eyes, being awake, increases the alpha wave in our brain. The alpha wave is the one which prepares our mind for intuition, which makes our mind to feel the being, which makes our mind to be very creative, which makes our mind to go to proper sleep when it is needed. The chemical needed for going to sleep is manufactured in two ways. There are chemicals, tablets, sleeping pill you can take. There is another way is close your eyes, that's all. At least, scientifically speaking, 5 times a day you have to close your eyes. At least 3 times a day. That's why many religions have this at 6 o'clock in the morning, afternoon, 12 o'clock, evening, 6 o'clock, 3 times. They do the chanting and close the eyes, or 5 times prayer. 5 minutes, if you can close your eyes 5 times a day, at least once a day, but 5 times a day, it's proven in the laboratory. Alpha wave starts forming, which helps us to improve our sorry, to improve our creativity. Alpha to theta waves, which helps us into the creating the creativity, improving our intuition level. The theta level is cannot be achieved in any other way other than certain chemicals. That chemicals are having side effect. Without any side effect, how to improve it? Close the eyes. That's all. Don't sleep. Keep your eyes closed. You want to make it little more effective? Closing the eyes. Let's try it now. Not 5 minutes, just for 1 minute. 1 minute, let's try. Close your eyes and sway like this, side to side. Slowly. Very slowly. Keep your breathing normal. Keep your breathing very normal. So breathing, normal breathing, and sway from side to side. No chanting. No, don't try to control your thinking. Let the mind think whatever it wants to. Closed eyes. The next 30 seconds in silence. Open your eyes. Rub your palm like this. Rub the palm together like this until you feel slight warmth in your palm. Make cup of your palm. Keep it around your eye socket. If you have specs, remove the specs. Release the hand. You know why the palm is kept? The palm, the ring of the palm is kept around the ring of the eye socket. Because during meditation, during relaxation, during any time, eyeballs keeps moving. REM, we call it. It is the movement of the eyeballs. These eyeballs keep moving, tuck, 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 it keeps moving. It won't allow us to relax. So eye muscles around the eyes are not relaxing. So when we keep the palm like this, even at the prayers, if you go to Hindu temples or Sikh temples, they will show the camphor, that warmth, you'll take it and keep it around the eye like this. In Muslim prayers at the end of namaz, you rub the palm and keep it around the face. Every religion, every thing is very scientifically designed. Unfortunately, not explained in a scientific way because science got developed much later. These religions and these traditional science, primordial science developed 2000 years back. Modern science got developed only 150 years back. So naturally, they never bothered to explain it in this way. So the theta wave, which is the most important for our deep sleep or preparing sleep, it is possible just by closing the 5 minutes, closing our eyes for 5 minutes with the alpha and theta. Then there are certain sounds like chanting. For example, in laboratory when we checked it, the sound of the world's sweetest sound, Jesus. Jesus, one word, that word is the most sweetest sound, which soothes the subconscious mind. World's most powerful sound is who, Allah, who, because that sound was designed for the people, tribe lords who believed in the sword to make them believe in the word of God. Sword to word is not a big, easy transition. So very powerful sound was needed. That's why Allahu sound was designed. Om, Amen, they are medium sound. So meaning is so be it, doesn't matter. It's not the meaning for which we are using these words. These words are having the sound rhythm of it. That rhythm is very effective. Now, coming back to the water, just imagine listening to the water, the sound of whatever words we are using, the water's nature gets denatured or changes, and the same water, when it is chanted, it comes back to normal. Once a day or twice a day, if we can try and meditate, which meditation? We can meditate three methods, basic, totally 106 methods are there. In that three methods, I'll put it in outline. First method is listen to something. Guided meditation, it is called. Like I have got a lot of guided meditation, like there are guided meditation, visualization guided meditation. Simple guided meditation is observe the belly, observe the chest, observe the nose. Like that, I'll be giving instructions. You just follow. You just keep following. You can just connect to Qineticare. We will give you the recorded meditation. Of course, specific is different. We find out what is the problem for you and for which type of sound rhythm is needed, which type of words are needed. We choose and give. But generalized meditations, we have ready recorded versions of that, which we can send it to you. That is the guided meditation. Second is guided visualization meditation. Like you are walking through a cobblestone road and you are somewhere in Europe. You are entering a cafe, ordering something and taking a sip of it. All these things, to holding the mug while holding it, you feel the warmth of it, taking a sip. This is guided visualization meditation. Guided meditation you can do by yourself also in a way. Like for example, last holidays you went to Bali, let us imagine, or you went to Singapore, and you remember you have the photos in your iPhone, 25 photos, 50 photos, you go through it, keep the phone down, set alarm for yourself 15 minutes, and close your eyes. Now, after 15 minutes, when the alarm goes off, open your eyes. Until then, the 15 minutes, you remember getting down from the flight, going to the resort, hotel, staying there, from there, freshening up, going to the beach or pool, playing there, and having certain exotic food or excellent food. All the things visualizing. Some people will visualize so fast, within 5 minutes, they'll finish. They are waiting for the bell to ring. No, don't wait. Go back to the same holiday and see some other scenes, some other things, only pleasant things. Don't remember the argument you had with your partner in that holiday. Because there are so many pleasant things. Try to remember that. This visualization technique is also a meditation. This meditation is in a way easy because we have already experienced quite a few things that we have to recall, brush it up. That's much easier. There is another second type of meditation where chanting is used. Hindu, Muslim, Christian, any chanting you can use. I'm non-religious. I just want to use something non-religious. Fine. Just listen to the chirping bird sound. Go to YouTube, type river stream sound with chirping birds for 2 hours. You'll get ready-made. Just play it loud. Sit in that room, closed eyes, and listen to that sound. Of course, some thoughts will keep coming in between. Ignore that or just leave it. Let it come and go. Like children, the thoughts are like children. When they fall, if we just ignore and keep keep doing our work, they will get up and dust themselves and walk away. When we say, oh my God, what happened? That's all. They will start crying loud, out, screaming without a drop of water coming out of their eyes. Our thoughts are also like that. Just ignore, let it come and go, let it come and go. You just concentrate on the chirping bird sound, on the river flowing sound. This is support system meditation where we need a support of sound, but it doesn't give us to think anything. Just river sound, chirping bird sound, river sound, chirping bird sound. This is level 2. Level 1 is guiding, with the guidance, listening and going deeper and deeper. Level 2 or lower than that level, it's better. Thoughts processes would be more, but at least we keep our eyes closed for 15 minutes and listening to the sound rhythm. This, what it does, this type of listening to the sound and going deeper into that helps us to reach the delta state. Theta to delta. Theta to delta means when you're sleeping, nowadays people wear watch, ring, and see how much they are sleeping, how deep they have slept, all those things. More advanced studying of sleep is done. If you are sleeping 7 hours, real deep sleep happens only for 30 minutes to 40 minutes for an unpracticing person. A person unpracticing any of these methods or anything, but just a very happy person, very happy-go-lucky, may get 1 hour sleep, deepest sleep, zero thought. That's the delta state, we call it, or even we will call it delta and gamma mix, we call it. It's like a monk in the deepest state of meditation. They can analyze complex thinking and bring the answer to that, bring the answer towards from the complexity of the thinking. But the same effect can be brought by breathing exercise, alternate nostril breathing. When you do alternate nostril breathing, 5 minutes, keeping the eyes closed, when you do the alternate nostril breathing, your brain goes into the level of almost to the level of gamma or delta. Anyone. Delta is sleepy state, gamma is a monk-like meditative state. Both are very similar in this way. So when you are meditating, or when you are doing breathing exercise, which is much easier than meditation, just alternate nostril breathing. Left in, right slowly out, right in, left slowly out. Even if you want that, I have a video. You can get it from, just mail to the Qineticare. We will send it to you, or WhatsApp it to you, whichever is convenient for you. We'll send it to you. 5 minutes. If you can do it in empty stomach, back straight. Empty stomach is much important, or after food means 2.5, 3 hours later. When you do it, preferably closed eyes. If you are in depression or clinical depression or something of that sort, open eye. Otherwise, closed eye. If you have any doubt, you can just book an appointment and we will discuss and tell you which is the specific. But 5 minutes a day. Most boring practice in the world I have ever come across this alternate nostril breathing, until you gel with it. Once you gel with it, once the theta wave and the delta wave starts moving, especially the gamma or the delta, when it happens without sleep. In the sleep, 7 hours sleep, 30 minutes of that begging, that delta wave it's nothing. If you just imagine 5 minutes of alternate nostril breathing, and it brings that same effect. That's how, when you meditate or when you do breathing exercise, you can have lesser quantity of time. Quantity doesn't matter. Quality will improve so much that you don't need 10 hours sleep. I've heard so many clients telling me, if I get less than 9 hours, doctor, I feel that day is wasted. 8 hours. No, 8 hours is 1/3 of the day, 1/3 of our life. You don't need that much of sleep. If you are having deep quality sleep, if you are able to reach to the deep quality sleep, that is what I meant at delta level, maximum amount of time, or gamma level. Delta level, if you can reach, it is possible. In laboratory, it is proven. Central nervous system, especially the central nervous system, when what we are talking about is the limbic, the animalistic system gets tamed. And sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system comes in our control. For example, sympathetic nervous system means fight or flight all the time. Fight or fight means fight or flight. So many people have hormonal imbalance, PCOD, or postmenopausal, perimenopausal symptoms, thyroid related problem. All these are happening because of dysfunctional sympathetic nervous system. Now, sympathetic nervous system is almost like keeping you on the edge. Keeping you on the edge means our heart will skip the beat. Our mind will go as if some tiger is chasing. No, that nervous system was created when the man was living in the forest without any substantial method of using anything. For example, there was no roof over him, so anytime yet lightning can strike. So he should be able to run for his life if there is a snake coming or if a tiger attacking. For that reason, that limbic system was created. That reason, all the sympathetic was kept in tight rope. We have come from the caveman time far, far away. We are living in the most golden era of humanity. Golden era. In this golden era, just imagine, in this golden era, we should not be doing what the caveman was doing, flight or fight or flight. No. In those scenarios, all the glands are tightened. Sweat glands only function perfectly. When we are stressed, we sweat. Of course, when the air conditioning is not functioning, today it's not functioning, I sweat. So it's a different story. But otherwise, sympathetic nervous system is so much triggered, so much pulled in tight, which is not needed, which increases the blood pressure too much, which creates constipation, which reduces the gland secretion, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, all these gland secretion are reduced. Bronchodilation. So many times we feel, we want to breathe as if we are suffocated. We feel something on the chest. In men, premature ejaculation. Women, dryness in the glands, in the internal vaginal wall, dryness. All these are happening because of the sympathetic tight knot. Again, parasympathetic, that functions in another way. Gut feeling, we say. When we get stressed, we feel something is happening, glug, glug, glug sound, or some tightening is happening in the belly. Oh, all these are games of acetylcholine. We call it one chemical. It's just nerves conducting chemical. Let's just keep it like that. All these can be managed, proven in science. Just doing alternate nostril breathing, going for guided meditation, going for much deeper prayer with, just imagine, prayer or these sounds without even understanding meaning, without even having faith. When you do also, it gives the blessing. Imagine if our mind is convinced there is God, whatever the God, there is God. God is blessing us. If we believe in karma, we do what goes around comes around. We do good thing and the good things will happen when we have the faith, when we have the belief, and we practice the meditation and we practice the breathing exercise. There is a specific breathing exercise to improve our alertness. For the people who are feeling dull throughout the day, there is a Bastrika, there is a practice. Inhale and exhale with force. Bastrika means fire, emitting fire, bellow. Like a bellow if you use the belly muscles. Very simple breathing practice. When you want to learn the breathing, just breathing exercise, it will take 5 hours to learn, 1 hour to teach, and then making sure you're doing it again and again perfectly, correctly. At least 4 to 5 sessions will be needed. Learn it properly. There are n number of breathing exercises. Choose which is very much needed for you. Choose and learn that specific breathing exercise, that specific meditation, and learn also to open your energy towards the universe. For no reason, just imagine you are in a bank. From the parking lot, you are entering into the elevator. In the elevator, there is a mother and child. A small girl, 3-year-old, 4-year-old child, hiding behind the dress of mother and looking at you, peeping out and looking at you and giving a smile or just waves at you. What does this act has to do with our brain? You won't believe that just seeing that beautiful act of that child can pump so much happiness hormone inside our body, which is enough to sustain for at least 36 to 48 hours. One. And fortunately, smile and laughter is, it spreads fast. You laugh, they laugh. You smile, they smile. You do grr, they go grr. No, smile is, it spreads faster than COVID. So keep the smile on the face. Be playful. Just try and be much more. After all, the life is too short. My professor, my mentor, he used to say, Dr. D, when he said I was 20, I used to be like a communist, angry, irritated, fighting for this, fighting for that. So my professor and master told me, how much time you are going to live? I said, 100 years, doctor. And how old are you? 20. 80 years left. Yes, yes, doctor. Okay. How much hours you sleep? I used to sleep 9, 10 hours. He said, okay, let's keep it 8 hours. 8 hours of sleep, 1/3 of your life you are sleeping. Let's assume you are going to live another 80, 90 years. 1/3 of your life you are sleeping. If you are 30, if you're going to live 100, you have 70 years in your hand. In that 1/3 is gone. 1/3 of our life we are doing the mundane things of life, we are earning or doing this, doing that. Again gone. Only 1/3 is remaining. If you are 20 or 30, or let's say keep it 40. If you are 40, if you're going to live 100 years, you are left with 20 years in your hand. In the 20 years, you're going to spend time on going to toilet, eating, sleeping, all these things for, let's say, 2 hours a day. 2 hours. Out of the 8 hours, 2 hours you're going to spend on these eating, sleeping, all these things. Not sleeping, eating, going to toilet or preparing or driving, or if you're in India, getting stuck in the traffic, and all these things put together, 2 hours. 8 hours is 1/3 of your life. In that, again, 1/4 you're going to lose. If you are 40, if you're going to live till 100 years, you are left with very little time. It's not worth keeping anger, irritability, sensitivity, all these things. In typical, my way of telling is live bindas. Live happily, give happiness so much. How to give if we don't have? To have it, chanting is effective. Listening to the chanting is effective. Breathing exercise, alternate nostril, is very effective for everybody. If you are feeling dull, you have to use the Bastrika. If you are feeling already too much excited, you have to use belly breathing, slow, deep belly breathing to calm your anxiety, to calm it down. Belly breathing is nothing. Keep your palm on the belly. Let's try now. Keep your palm over the belly button. Breathing in, belly button raises up. Breathing out, the belly button goes down. You can look at it. Breathing in, belly button raises up. Breathing out, slowly belly goes down. I'm not pressing the belly. I'm just keeping the palm over the belly. That's all. Breathing in. Now close your eyes. Breathe in deep. Feel the raise of the belly. Breathe out very slowly. Breathe in deep. Breathe out very slowly. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out very slowly. Breathing out is long and slow. 2 more times. Breathe in deep. Breathe out slowly through the nose. Don't open your mouth. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out very slowly. Open your eyes. Just this. If I say one takeaway you want to take out from this webinar, only this, just belly breathing, keeping the palm on the belly and doing this belly breathing. You think whatever you want in the mind. If you can avoid the thinking, it's good. But in the beginning, don't pressure yourself to do that. Relaxed, deep, slow breathing. That's all. Set alarm in your phone for 5 minutes. Closed eyes. 5 minutes. Deep, slow breathing. Let 1,000 thoughts come in the mind. Don't bother. If you're religious, you can use the chanting in the background. Let there be Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Only that chanting. Or Om chanting. Or Bible recital. Or Torah recital. Doesn't matter what it is. Or Guru Granth Sahib recital. Somebody let it be singing in the YouTube. You just listening to that. Do the deep breathing, belly breathing. Even you don't listen to that. Or listening to the chirping bird sound. Some sound. So little less distraction thoughts in our mind. That's all. Use these things as a lesser distraction. 5 minutes. Once or twice a day. Within 10 days, too many things what was confusing in our subconscious mind will start making sense. Why was I doing what I was doing? Why did I do this at all? What a stupidity. I can be much more happier. I am independently happy. Life is beautiful. Happiness is your choice. That choice you have to make today, right now, and start putting this into practice. There is something called gray matter in the brain. The gray matter is formed by a chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor, which stimulates and growth of our brain cells. If you feel your mind or brain is fogged, not able to think clearly, or not able to, you are taking a decision, but you are not able to put it into practice. Scientifically proven, 3 are there. Already in the laboratory it is proven. One is listening to Om chanting, listening to Gayatri Mantra, listening to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and Surah Maryam. Other things, whether it has effect or not, it may be having. But in laboratory, these are all tested already. Surah Maryam, just listening to Surah Maryam. Listening to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. You can, if you feel your chanting is good, you chant, record it 10 times, you record and chant, put it in loop, let it be singing. Or Om. Or you just message me, I will chant and record and send you. Listen to that. When you listen to it, closed eyes, trying to concentrate on it, not even concentrating, trying to concentrate on it, this BDNF is manufactured, which improves the gray matter of the mind. When the gray matter of the mind is thickening, hardening, so becoming more and more stronger, intense, you will be able to do anything you want to. Anything in life. I have come across people who strive again and again, military personnel. I used to give stress management for military personnel. I used to give stress management for Olympic swimmers. All of them, what we felt, what we saw there was this. Their gray matter is much better comparing to others. Is it something they are born with? No, no, no. You can always grow it with meditation. Trying to meditate, not meditation. Meditation may happen or may not ever happen, may never happen for some people. It doesn't matter. No, to my knowledge, anybody can meditate. Any human being can meditate. But if you believe, I cannot meditate, I have tried so many things, I cannot do. No, your belief is more stronger than the reality, truth. But then still, your belief is your belief. Even then, trying to meditate improves the gray matter. That improves our grit. That improves the possibility. For example, I used to enjoy once in a while occasional good wine or a glass of beer. One fine day, 2015, my daughter asked me, is it possible to, Papa, can you stop this? Which I asked, this glass of beer or wine occasionally. I said, yeah. She said, okay, when are you going to stop? I said, now. My friends, because everybody knew I love a glass of wine with the food occasionally, not every day. Everybody looked at me. Is it possible to stop like that? I said, yes. Look, you decide, you do it. Oh, I'll slowly tame it down, bring it down. No, 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 that's all. That's that grit to get. I don't know that grit I have for everything, but what we can, if we think it is okay to, one moment, one decision, you can change it. One day I decided I'm going to be happy almost all days. Of course, I failed many times for 6 months, but I decided I'm going to. So I decided I'm going to allot 1 hour every single day of my life until I reach that state. In that 1 hour, I practice these following 4 things. First, 15 minutes of listening to my favorite music. Listening for the purpose of listening, not doing some other work and listening. Come on, if it is going to change your life forever, 1 hour a day, what does it matter? Why don't you try? Give it a try. 15 minutes listening to music, your favorite music. It can be Michael Jackson or it can be Sitar of Ravi Shankar. It can be anything. My favorite music, my favorite is Bollywood music or another South Indian movie music and South Indian classical music. I just listen to it 15 minutes every single day. I decided 6 months I did it. 7 weeks it was advised. I did it for 6 months. 15 minutes. 15 minutes I did non-stop continuous walking. In that, raising the speed, bringing it down, raising the speed, bringing it down, like a intermittent walking, we call it. Continuous brisk walk for 1.5, 2 minutes, and then make it slow stroll for 2 minutes, and then brisk walk 2 minutes, slow, so that we pump our brain with extra energy and blood circulation. Third, alternate nostril breathing. 5 minutes twice or thrice a day I did. Not a stretch 15 minutes, it's not advisable. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the dinner. So many times when we go for a restaurant with my friends, and then I will remember I have not done the breathing exercise. I'll just say a few minutes, I'll just check something in the car and come back. I'll come to the car, switch on the air conditioning, I'll start doing the alternate nostril breathing. 5 minutes thrice a day. That is 15 minutes again. 15 minutes walking, 15 minutes of music, 15 minutes of alternate nostril breathing in five minutes different time. Last but not the least, journal. That connects the central nervous system, brain. While journaling, listen to chanting, or while doing breathing exercise, listen to chanting. It's chanting because these are all multiple combinations. We can use it: Gayatri chanting, Om chanting, Bismillah chanting, or listening to Bible. Christmas carols. Christmas carols is very, very soothing for the blood pressure, for the heart. Do this. Journaling, happiness journal. For the past 24 hours, what all happy moments were there? Write it down. At least 5 to 10 should be there. If it is not there, stop every activity you are doing. Do something which will make you happy and write it down. In 24 hours, if you don't have 5 things to say, this was happy moment, this was pleasant moment, something is really wrong. So start. In 21st, now the time is in India, it is 2:30. Oh, it's 2:30. Sorry, I have to stop this webinar. So 2:30. In this 2:30, past yesterday 2:30 to today 2:30, in this past 24 hours, how many happy moments are there? At least 4 to 5 should be there. If it is not there, I have to cancel every appointment today and then do 5 things which will make me happy. Go and have a spicy curry. Go to my terrace and lie down on the couch, lie down on the net and listen to my favorite song. Stare at the beautiful sky. take the car and go drive down to the beach and swim. All these things. You can choose 25 things which will make you pleasant and keep that list by 4 o'clock at evening or 5 o'clock evening. If you do not have anything in the past 24 hours which has not made you happy, then you do that. That's it. These are hacks. Our endocrine, our immune, our nervous system, everything is controlled by this. It is proven. Chanting, breathing exercise, and meditation. These three provingly works. And especially gamma waves and delta waves. These two delta waves are the one in the deep sleep. Gamma waves are the one which are with the monks. These two can happen to you when you hack it with 1 hour practice every single day. If you have any questions, you can put it. I will try and answer for a few minutes. Good. What is the scientific reason behind exhaling through the nose, not through the mouth? It's a big answer, but I'll try and keep it very small. Keep your finger like this under your nose. All of you, keep the finger under your nose. Is the breathing left side or right side? You have to check. For some people left, some people right. If your breathing is in the right side, you're feeling fresh. If your breathing is in left side, you're feeling sleepy. Dr. D. So in 24 hours, just joking, 24 hours, 18 to 20 times our breathing shifts from left to right to left. There is a beautiful central nervous system control in the nose. You know, God's creation or nature's creation, nothing is without a reason. People say, oh, for the cows, for human, everybody, we have 2 holes in the nose. 2 holes in the nose. From here to here, 2 holes. After that, there is only 1 hole. Yeah, it's a mistake in evolution. No mistake. If you want to be fresh, close your left side, breathe only through the right side. Within 10 minutes, you'll become fresh. You want to go to sleep, you are not able to go to sleep, close your right side, breathe only through the left side. You will be ready to sleep. That much of control our nostrils have. And it modifies based on the Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. There are 3 types of nadis or central nervous systems control. In the yogic philosophy, it is said, that's why alternate nostril breathing we do. We bring a balance between the left and right nostril. That's the reason. Nasal breathing. It's a fantastic question. Fantastic question. Nasal breathing is always good. Oral breathing, keep your mouth shut and breathe only through the nose. And if you have sinus related issues, either get it corrected through natural methods, what we have, or get it corrected through surgery. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't work, but naturally most of us, we can get it corrected, because if the left side nostril is blocked all the time, how much our body is imbalanced, you can imagine. Nasal septum, with the breathing itself we can correct it, or other methods. I find it easier to meditate in the morning rested than in the evening before going to bed with the monkey mind. So which is good? Morning is good or evening is, doesn't matter. Morning, evening, afternoon, except when you are driving your own car. Any other time you can meditate. So anytime you can meditate. Meditation, ideally speaking, if you are going to meditate, try to meditate 15 minutes. Try to keep 30, 40 minutes free. The 20 minutes before free, 20 minutes after free, 15 minutes in between. By chance, if you think, oh, after this meditation, I'll go to the bank, or after this meditation, I'll rush to the school and pick the kid. After this meditation, I'll go and cook. No, brain doesn't work that way. Meditation should have some sort of freeness of at least time, if not mind. Then only it will go deeper and deeper. Always give the atmosphere for the meditation to happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, inshallah. That's all. So create the atmosphere, like a farmer's. Plow the field, remove the weeds, pour water, put manure, and then sprinkle the seeds or plant the seeds. Till then, the farmer's control. Afterwards, it's God's desire. Out of 100 seeds, 50 grows, 50 doesn't grow, 80 grows, 20 doesn't grow, 10 grows, 5 doesn't grow. Doesn't know. We don't know. So creating the ambience and atmosphere, that is very important for anything in life. That's what that 45 minutes is needed for doing 15 minutes of meditation. 30, 40 minutes is needed. At least 30 minutes is needed. 10 minutes before, 10 minutes later, 10 minutes meditation, at least in between. When you keep it like that, you know very well after the meditation, I have 10 minutes to change and go for the other work, so I don't have to rush. So any time of the day is good. Sorry, I took extra time, and I'll see if any. Okay, there is one more. Directly, the person has WhatsApped me. When we are angry, can we meditate? Certainly, yeah, it is possible. But I would suggest when you are angry or when you are irritated or restless, better not to meditate, better to do breathing exercise, alternate nostril breathing, because which is much more physical in aspect, that is much easier. That will calm our mind. Then go and meditate. When you are angry, I'm angry, I want to close my eyes and meditate. No, it's not possible. So do the alternate nostril breathing, which is much, or belly breathing, which is much easier. Sorry, two more questions were there. When you're angry, do that. That is easier. Alternate nostril breathing. More and more alternate nostril breathing and meditation, you'll be lesser and lesser angry. And journaling is very important. While journaling, always use chanting or sound or music or something on the surrounding. Then from the deepest level of our subconscious, the answers will appear. Thank you, everybody. I think I answered 4 questions or 5 questions which appeared to me. Thank you for joining us in the Qineticare for this workshop. I hope it was useful. Any doubt or any confusion or anything, you can always drop a mail to Qineticare within not 24 hours, 72 hours. I will try and reply to you. And tomorrow is full moon. Full moon days, around the full moon days, our mind and body and soul is always in hype. Good hype, bad hype. So just imagine full moon time, and if you have periods, if you are women or men periods, they won't even know when it is. So when it happens, it will be much more higher, much more stronger. So during the full moon and new moon time, compulsory practice meditation and breathing exercise. Thank you very much. Namaste.